I don't know if you can see them, but I've got a deer and a fawn playing right here on the property. See her going there? They're just romping around. Here they come up here. This pair's been here for a while. Dang it. Didn't have a hold of it properly. And I put the hitch pin in the wrong place. Should have went back on the implement. Slower those a little. Okay, that'll help. Doesn't help none that this quick hitch is all covered in dew. Yeah, get up there. Okay. That one out. Okay. Whew. All right. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, it's that time. It's time to plant the fall garden. It's August the 8th. I'm a week late. The reason being is the ground was too wet. I couldn't harvest my potatoes. I'm going to plow where the potatoes were. The skeeters are getting bad. I'm going to plow where the potatoes were, and this is where I'm going to plant the fall garden. Now, if everything goes right, I've got September the 8th, October the 8th, and generally the USDA says our first frost date now is November the 1st. Well, I've experienced frost since I've moved to this homestead all the way from October the 10th until November the 15th, or 14th. 14th was my latest first frost date. So it'll run the gambit. I don't know. That's almost a month variance. So I've got a good 60 days till the first frost. That'll get most plants up and going, kale and those things. I'll show you what I'm planting when I get to that part. But for right now, I've got to get this ground plowed and come along for the ride. Okay, I must have run over 25 pounds of potatoes down there that I missed picking up. You're going to do that. That's what happens when you harvest with a plow. You're going to miss hills. You're going to miss a potato here and there. So far, I've only plowed up 2 of the rows, and I bet there's, I don't know, 10 or 12 pounds of potatoes laying on the ground down there, all chopped up. Now, I started off plowing in 2nd gear because I thought this ground would be soft enough for that. But there are so many big roots left from the stuff I let grow up, because once the potatoes bloom, I don't weed them anymore. They've already started setting on little potatoes, and if the weeds grow up among them, it'll be all right. It'll help the potatoes not solarize if you don't get to hill them. Hilling them helps keep the weeds out, but only for that one time. The weeds here are they're weeds. They outgrow the crops. Agriculture does not occur naturally. Let me say that again. Agriculture does not occur naturally. So weeds are going to outperform your crops. Once crops are made, I call it laid by. That's what my grandfather called it. It's a term meaning that the stuff's put on what it's going to put on, and it really doesn't matter if you weed it or not at this point. All you're doing now is harvesting. So, okay, so I'm going to finish getting this plowed up, and then I'll come back to you and show you what we do to plant our fall garden. Okay, let's talk about what we're planting in a fall garden. I got these for $1 a package, so why not use them? I'm going to plant early select globe beets, or not beets, but radishes. I'm going to plant these French breakfast radishes. I'm going to plant Detroit red beets. But I've also got beet seed that I saved. Okay, so I've saved beet seed as I've planted them over the years. What else am I planting? I'm planting some collard greens. I'll plant some dwarf blue kale. All seed I've saved. Purple top turnips. Mustard. I don't know the variety of the mustard. And then I'm going to plant our 6-week beans. 6-week beans are a staple for us. We use those more than any other bean. They're the perfect shuck bean. Okay, they will put on in 6 weeks, but in the truth is, in 6 weeks I could harvest a mess, but I could get, in 8 weeks, I'll harvest a couple of bushel off of a 100-foot row. Okay? So 6-week beans, they're heavy producers, but you need to let them get full so there's the most protein in them, and that's the best for shuck beans. So let's start off by sowing some of our other stuff. I'll start off with the radishes and the beets and the collards. Okay, that's where I'll start. So what I've got here about a cup of dirt, maybe 2 cups. So I'm going to take some of my beets that I've saved the seed from. Going to add them right in there, about half of this package. Then the stuff that I bought seed, going to add them in. Now, as far as I know, Detroit red beets I save seed from them. As far as I know, none of them are GMO, but that could change. Get those in there. Get all of them. Radishes. And more radishes. Okay. Now, I've got them in this dirt, so all I do is just take this dirt and roll it around, and that distributes those seeds through the dirt. So when I get a handful of dirt, I may only be getting 4 or 5 seeds, and I throw that, and that disperses them well so that they have room to grow. So let's get out here and plant some stuff. Okay, now it's time for the next bunch. I went and got me some dirt, get the sticks out of there. Start off with purple top turnips. I'm going to put that whole package. I like a lot of turnips. The deer like them too. Don't tell nobody. Then mustard seed. Then dwarf blue kale. Finally, some collards. Then I'll save these packages back for seeds for next year. Alright, there they are in there. Let's just mix them up. And you can use sand, you can use compost, you can use all kinds of different stuff. I just grabbed some of the garden dirt I've got. Now, let's get down here and put these in. Okay, now I'm going to plant my 6-week beans. I've got the seed in here. I've got a pound of seed in here, and it comes almost to the top of the plate. I put in my bean plate, so it plants them about 3 inches apart. And I will put as many rows in as I've got seed, okay? For every 100-foot row down through there, these 6-week beans, in 8 weeks, about October the 3rd, will give me about 2 bushels of little red striped 6-week beans, okay? And most of those are going to be dried for shuck beans. Okay, that's what I use them for a lot. We have plenty of them in the freezer for green beans, snap beans, but I'll dry most of these. So let's take the little planter. This is the easiest way to plant you've ever used. If you ever buy one, you'll never go back. Okay, let's go plant these. Whew. Okay, now it's time for me to put on fertilizer. Just so you know, those two 100-foot rows took about 2/3 of a pound of bean seed. Okay, because my little earthway planter plants those heavy every 3 inches. So I had a little problem down through there, and some of them didn't cover because where I had plowed this morning, and some of the corn stalks and things weren't chopped up good enough. They caught in my planter, so I have a few places where they didn't cover, and I'll just cover with my feet. Now, as far as fertilizer, that's a soda bottle, and that's about a pound of fertilizer right there. Okay, that's I think this one may be a 16-ounce soda bottle. No, I think this is a 20-ounce, and that's about a pound of fertilizer, maybe a little more. Right there, that's probably a pound of fertilizer. I'll only put about 2.5 pounds per row. Normally I don't fertilize beans, but this has been an odd year, so I'll give them a little fertilizer just to make sure they make good, and that's what we'll do. Okay, everything I've planted today will make in 60 days. By October the 8th, it's August the 8th, by October the 8th, we're going to have 62 days in. So if I get a frost by October the 8th, my stuff will have already made. Okay, the radishes are going to make in about 45 days. The turnips will make in about 55 days. The kale will be able to be harvested probably in about 45 days, and then it will continue on through frost. I prefer kale that's been frosted on. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're at. The beets should make in 55 days. So we're supposed to get a rain tonight. If we get a rain tonight, and then we're supposed to get a cold front coming through and everything cools down. I hear the copter flying over. When this is all said and done, I'll harvest quite a bit from the fall garden, and the deers will harvest quite a bit. Shh, my tree stand's right over there. Okay? Now, if you like this stuff, this homesteading, do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this homesteading stuff every week, sometimes 1, sometimes 5 videos. Just depends on what's going on in the homestead that week. Now, if you hit the little bell, it'll be right up here when you come to the channel. It'll notify you when we upload a video. We upload on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and the occasional short on Saturday. Now, it's time for me to get on to the next thing and till through my corn and my sunflowers and my sweet potatoes. Love y'all.